episode of Getting Salty with Sam. First, this channel, I would like it to be something that everyone can do. All these recipes are something that anyone can follow. I am not a professional. I just enjoy cooking and decided to start this channel to try to share what I love with everyone else out there who might enjoy the same thing. We're going to be going through a few recipe books. We might even try some Pinterest recipes. And every recipe I do, I'll have a link at the bottom of the video for you to either purchase the cookbook or have access to the link after we make the recipe so that you yourself can make it. Today, we're going to be making meat pies out of the Pioneer Woman Come and Get It cookbook. All right, the very first thing that the recipe says for us to do is to take out our rolls, put them on a baking sheet, and cover it with a towel and let them thaw for 2 to 3 hours. So since it takes that long, that's the very first thing that you want to do. It says to cover it with a tea towel and again let it sit for 2 hours. Now remember, as you're placing them, these are going to rise, so you'll want to leave them as much room as you can between each one so that they're able to get that rise. Now I'm going to use plastic wrap instead of a towel to cover these, which should be fine as long as they're covered. Okay, we're all covered. We'll check back shortly on our rolls and finish everything else. All right, our rolls are almost done. So while we're waiting on those, we're gonna go ahead and prepare and measure our ingredients and have them ready for when the rolls are done. All right, as you can see here, I've gone ahead and measured out all of our powdered ingredients and the tomato paste. So now it calls for 1 onion diced. So we're gonna walk through dicing an onion. First, you wanna peel off all of the excess little pieces here. Okay, we have peeled off all of our excess skin. So now what we're gonna do is, you see this in here? You need to keep this end on. So we'll cut off this end. And then we're gonna slice it down the middle and keep this end facing down. That'll be the best way to keep it from really hurting your eyes and making you want to cry. So we're gonna go around here and make little slices like so, all the way around. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come right here and make a couple layers in the middle, like this. And it's going to come apart a little bit, and that's okay. And then we have a properly diced, neatly diced onion. Some of these pieces you can go back and do. It'll only take a second. All right, now that we have our onion, it calls for 2 poblano peppers, seeded and finely chopped. All right, we have our pepper diced. Now it calls for 4 garlic cloves minced. So now we're going to do that. We'll start by peeling this outer shell off of them. It's just a little papery. Just peel that off. All right, here's our minced garlics. Now we're going to chop parsley. All right, that's our parsley chopped. Now we're going to grate some pepper jack cheese. All right, now that is our finished grated cheese. One last thing to do, we're gonna go ahead and make the egg wash, and then we'll be ready to roll. All right, we have our egg wash done, so now we're ready to move to the stove. All right, so as you can see, we've got our oil heating up in the skillet. Once it's a little warm, we're gonna add our onions and our peppers. All right, I believe it's heated up well enough, so now we're gonna add our onions. And our peppers. And these just need to go until they're softened. It'll just take a couple minutes. Okay, now we're going to add our garlic and our red pepper flakes. And we're going to let it go for another few minutes. Okay, these are good. So we're going to move them off to the side so we can use this skillet for the meat. Okay, we have our meat in the skillet. We're just going to kind of try to break it into smaller pieces here. I'm going to add some salt. Our cumin and our chili powder. So now we're going to strain the excess fat and grease out of the pan. Okay, our meat is drained. So now we're going to add our tomato paste and a little bit of water. Okay, we have combined our tomato paste and our water and our meat. So now we're going to pour back in our vegetables. And stir them in. Once these are combined, we need to transfer them to a bowl and let them sit and cool. Here's our bowl, and we're going to set it to the side and cool. Now that our meat mixture is finally cooled, we're going to add our pepper jack cheese and parsley. Okay, now we're going to combine them. Okay, we need to set this aside for now. Straighten up a bit. Put out just a dab of flour. So that we can roll our dough. We need to roll each one into about 4-inch pieces. And now we're going to put 1.5 tablespoons of our mixture in the dough. Then we need to fold it into a half moon. Crimp the edges with a fork. And then we place them on a lined baking tray. Okay, here is our lined baking pan with a few of our finished meat pies on them. We're going to, it says brush them with egg wash, however I don't have a brush, so I'm just going to use a spoon and go over the top of them with some egg wash. And then they're going to go in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. All right, everyone, I've waited 12 minutes to pull them out of the oven. Place them in this basket.